This is very relevant time to do this workshop and host this workshop. I am experienced in this area. I'm excited to take out the time to be able to help people in this capacity to the greatest extent possible. Just a heads up, this is more of a high level view of working from home. There's definitely a lot of variables, there's a lot of levels here, and I would welcome the conversations, I welcome the meetings post this webinar for you to be able to reach out to me, connect with me, share with me your concerns, your issues, your challenges, so we can work through those together. So without further ado, I'd like to get started on our workshop, Working from Home, sponsored by TailorMade Global. We definitely invite and welcome you into our Small Business Solutions group, that is being hosted on Facebook. That is a private group. If you request to get in, we'll bring you in, and that's where you can get more information like this free of charge, because we're constantly sharing and uplifting and adding value, especially to our entrepreneurs, our solopreneurs, our small business owners, and really just the small people overall. So we definitely invite you in to join us to help uplift ourselves and our community so we can thrive together. Today's discussion, we're going to talk about 7 core topics. One is going to be dedicated workspace. We want to talk about what that is, what that means. We want to talk about standing up often. So we're going to get into why you should stand up and why that's important. Getting fresh air. All right. Why is it important to gain and get fresh air? We're going to talk about your internet connection. We're also going to talk about communication. That is key. Okay. We're also going to talk about working from a list, and finally, being phenomenal. As I opened up, my name is Andre C. Taylor Jr. I'm your digital business strategist and consultant. I partner with CEOs, executives, entrepreneurs, small businesses in various industries to help grow and further their personal and professional brands. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I use the skills that I've gained over this time and this expertise, and I really know what drives that small business success and to help you not only survive, not only to operate, but to scale and to thrive respectively. So I definitely appreciate you tuning in. I'm on all the channels, all the social media channels. You can reach me practically anywhere. Definitely look forward to connecting with you. Why are we doing this? Okay, why would we want to talk about working from home? What's the purpose of this webinar? One of the greatest, if not the greatest reason for this is to reduce the stress by at least 50% is our target goal. We want to reduce stress from working from home by employing these 7 strategies that we're getting ready to talk about. Why? Because that will enable you to get more done, to be more effective, and enjoy that actual experience. Because it can be frustrating and can be trying if it's something that you're not comfortable with, or you're not used to, or you haven't done before. And so this is for those people that are saying, hey, I'm confused. Which way should I go? Which way is up? How can I be more effective as I make this transition? Or if I've already made this transition, I'm still at those very beginning stages. Again, high level view. So reach out if you'd like to gain any additional insights or information so you can stay in control of the stress of working from home. You can sign up to get more information at TailorMadeGlobal.com. That's TailorMadeGlobal.com. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. First thing I want to talk about is setting a dedicated workspace. It's so key that you create a routine and a discipline for success. You got to remember, habit and psychology are a powerful combination, and they help tremendously when you work remotely. Your mind will work also a lot better if you have positive triggers and routines that guide your steps consistently. So I just want to share a few examples for this. One is, like it says, find a dedicated workspace. Now, I don't care where that is. That could be a closet, that could be an attic, that could be a garage, that could be in front of a window, that could be a corner in your space. I know all of us have different living environments. Some of us have children and other things. Maybe we have parents that we have to tend to. There's a lot of variables there, but I encourage you to find and to dedicate a space that is specifically will be used for your working. Again, we're creating a habit, we're creating a routine, we're creating discipline, and psychology is what we're marrying that with so you can be more effective. Another technique or some techniques that you can use are employing some of the same habits and routines that you do when you go into your office, such as getting up, getting in that shower, still doing your shower when you do. It could be, putting your makeup on if you're a woman. It could be getting dressed up, dressing the part, if that makes you feel good when you clothe yourself that way. It could be even putting on shoes or getting that cup of coffee the way that you normally prepare it. So again, what we want to do is we want to keep your mind in habit. We want to keep those disciplines and keep you trained so you can have that guide, that consistency that you need so you can become more effective. So again, set those routines in motion and in place and keep those routines as you always have. Don't get at home and say, you know what, everything's out the window. I don't care. I'm not doing this stuff anymore. That's the opposite of what you want to do. And I stress this because it's so easy to do. We get at home, and home is typically equated with what? It's equated with relaxation a lot of times. It could be equated with watching TV or movies, or in some instances, video games, or maybe family and friends, or a time to hang out. So again, you got to create that separate space that's specifically designed for you to work. So that's number one. All right, number two, stand up at least once per hour. I know you're thinking, oh my goodness, once per hour? Yes. If you are a person that's fortunate to have like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or something of that nature, you can actually create triggers. You can even use your calendar to set alarms to remind you. In about an hour, not wake up, but stand up. There's a reason for this because it's called health, all right? It's often neglected when you're working for the comfort of your home because you can get situated or settled in and you're working, you're sitting at your desk all day, you're remaining stationary for long periods of time. And again, that leads to poor circulation, poor health habits, and which should be avoided at all times. So, purpose in your heart to get up, move around, shake, stretch a little bit if you have to, but keep that blood flowing, keep that blood circulating, and again, set triggers or reminders to remind you to get up continuous. I do mine personally for about 12 times. I have an Apple Watch, and it wants you to stand 12 times a day in general, and so that's a great technique that I employ in order to help remind me to stay on track. But even if you don't, again, set a personal timer or alarm so you make sure you're constantly moving around and staying active. Piggyback on that is number three. Get fresh air at least once per day. I know sometimes we have big projects, we got large assignments, we have a lot of things on our mind, a lot of things to do on the task list, on the assignments that have been assigned to us. But to the greatest extent possible, take breaks, okay? Take them as often as you can without being negligent to your work. And I encourage you to leave the comfort of your workspace, if only for a moment, to get a change of scenery, get some fresh air. Just doing that can help clear your mind and help re-energize your body and improves your overall performance. And so here we're looking at more of a long-term benefit. It may not seem to be that significant all times, but trust me, I promise that it is. Just getting out sometimes, again, to the greatest extent possible, because I know we have constraints. It might be, let me get up and go on my patio. Another person might be able to go for a walk, or another person might be able to go into a lobby area. Whatever it is, just kind of get up, get out of that workspace that you're so accustomed to, right? That you're stuck at all day, and kind of change your dynamic a little bit. It helps give you that fresh perspective. Again, just really clears the mind, clears the thoughts, kind of gets you that reset option to get you back on track. All right, number 4, get the best internet possible. Yes, we are working remotely. We are working from home, which means in most instances, we're relying heavily on virtual tools. We're talking about softwares and technologies, and whether it's your email or your phone or video conferencing, whatever it is. And I guarantee you, you're going to thank me for this, that speed makes all the difference in the world when working in a virtual environment. Now, I do understand that some of us are maybe on a hot spot. Maybe some of us have constraints as far as budgetary constraints. There's a lot of different obstacles out there. But to the greatest extent possible, if you can find maybe at this time some subsidized internet where you can get higher speeds at a reduced cost, or I've heard you can even get free options in some instances. So I encourage you to seek out those options that are available to you, or to the greatest extent possible, get the highest speed internet you can afford. My personal recommendation in the United States is to try to get 50 megabytes up, 50 megabytes down. That's a really good baseline for you working at home. More, you might need more if you're doing more video conferencing or things that require a higher bandwidth. In some instances, you may have no video, and it's the opposite, and so you can get away with doing less because maybe all you need to do is email or check a couple things online occasionally, and maybe you rely more on your smartphone or cell phone. So whatever your case is, match that frequency with what your needs are, and if possible, always use a wired connection. Same internet that you use with Wi-Fi, you typically have 10 times faster connection speed just because you wired your connection. So get that Ethernet cord. I know you don't like it. It has you tied down, but when it comes to speed, it's always trumping the Wi-Fi connection. Wi-Fi is definitely convenient because we love to move around freely, but if you need to rely on something that's a more solid connection, I encourage you to stay wired. And then last but not least, test your connection speed online, and again, match that according to your work needs. Just Google speed test, and you will find probably 1,000 responses that will show you how fast your speed is so you can get a baseline. There are some such as AT&T, Verizon, Google has a speed test, so there's a lot of options out there so you can get kind of an unbiased results. So that way you know where you're at and what you need to adjust accordingly. So again, work on that internet speed. Number 5, communication is key. When working from home or practicing social distancing, is the term for catchphrase is now, communication is still very necessary. All right, humans are genetically programmed for connection, for community. Just because we're separated, it's because we're working remote or working from home in a virtual space, doesn't mean we still don't need to connect with people or converse and engage with them. We absolutely do. And so I encourage you to build this connection into your work from home and your social distancing routine. It makes all the difference in the world. Well, Andre, how do you do that? I'm glad you asked. What you can do is employ software technologies and innovations that currently exist and work and are effective and are free in many instances in order to be able to do that. One example is Slack. Slack is a channel where you can text and send messages and photos and videos, and it's great for working with colleagues or a team or collaborating, and just great to keep that community open. And you can create separate channels. Maybe it's a channel where you just need to vent, or you want to tell a few jokes or whatever, but whatever it is gives you that sense of community. Another great tool is Zoom. Zoom is a video conferencing software, very superior software. Its ability to see people. So you might need to jump on and do some FaceTime if you don't have an iPhone product where you can FaceTime directly to a user. So there's a lot of other vehicles. Also, Google Hangouts is another one that enables you to keep that connectiveness with the people that you care about, the people that help balance you, right? They help you keep your sanity. So again, communication is a major key. If you know anything about me, you know I stand for communication, communication, communication. Can never get enough of that being done right, effectively, and consistently. All right, number 6, we are getting to the end. I want you to work from a list. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to increase your productivity, your focus, and your clarity to execute by working from a written list. It's extremely easy to get distracted when you're working from home, and you definitely need an agenda to stay on track. This technique improves your output by a minimum of 20% and provides needed clarity. Again, whether it's your kids, you got people visiting, the mailman, whatever it is, when you're working from home, you have a tendency to notice there's a lot of distractions, a lot of things pulling on your attention. It might be something as simple as you want to do that laundry that's piling up in the corner, or these dishes are waiting on you. Maybe you got to take the trash out. So maybe your kids are asking you things. So in order to remain focused, to remain consistent, you need to work from a written list. And I encourage you to do this the night before, right? Don't wait to do this. Do this the night before so your subconscious mind can help you prepare for the following day. Then when you get up, you can work explicitly from that list and stay on track, stay focused, and stay efficient. So work from a list, ladies and gentlemen. Number 7 is what we're going to be getting to here pretty soon. But in between that, I wanted to share work smarter, not harder. All right. Working smarter will enable you to get much more accomplished, which may lead to freed up time to focus on other areas of interest. There's a lot of times in a workplace environment that leads to increased distractions and reduced productivity as well. This, I think, can be avoided provided a distraction-free home environment. So one of the benefits here I wanted to highlight is that if you work from home and you structure this in accordance to what we're teaching on, a lot of times you can actually find yourself being more productive. I find and discovered in my work experience that in the office, it's easy to get distracted with office chit chat or things that have nothing to do with work that pull at you and actually reduce your productivity. You should be able to create an environment, though, now that you're working remotely or from home, that you can find yourself in a space without those distractions. And if you work smarter and you employ these techniques and these strategies that we're teaching, you will find yourself being able to accomplish your projects and the things that you're working on, and a lot of times in instances much quicker. And that will free up time. So if you had, these core tasks or assignments you had to do, and typically in your office space it takes you all day and you get them done in half a day, now you have a half a day freed up. Now what can you do with that half a day? Can you, maybe take a little time off? Maybe you can get ahead on some other projects and really shine in that way as well. So this is a great opportunity as you work from home to absorb that advantage. And last but not least, I need everybody to be phenomenal. One of the ways that you can crush it is you set your top 3 most important tasks each day, and you work on those tasks first and until completion. A lot of us love to multitask. You'll find that you're being pulled in every direction, especially working from home. Your social media is going to be eating at you. Your family, your friends, everything. You want to cook, all these things. But if you can lock in these top 3 most important things and take the worst thing, the thing you don't want to do, and you conquer that first, and you do that from start to finish, you will find yourself executing and being phenomenal in a way that you've never experienced before. So I encourage you to don't get caught up in the 50 things that you're trying to do and trying to be everything and be everywhere for everybody. No, prioritize. Find out what is the most important thing I need to do for my job, for why they hired me at my company, and work on those things from start to finish. And you will see an increase in execution and productivity like never before. A lot of times we lack clarity, which means we end up taking 2, 3, 10 times as long to get things done as if we just stopped, like they say, stop and sharpen the saw, right, before you cut the tree. If you spend a little time just prioritizing, gaining clarity of what you need to do, you'll find that you'll be phenomenal in your execution. And just aside, since we're all going through and we're dealing with this COVID-19, there's a lot of stress, a lot of angst, a lot of confusion, maybe frustration because we don't know what's going on. If we get sick, how it will affect us. It's transitioning and changing our lives like never before. I encourage everybody to spread positivity. Now more than ever, positivity is needed, okay? Remember to send an encouraging message. Bless somebody with a cheerful phone call. Do a random act of kindness. Maybe it's just listening to somebody as they're going through this transition. Just be an ear for them. Be there for them and continue to remain optimistic and positive during this time. It's so easy to get set off, to go into your little hole, so to speak, or dwindle into a depressive state. But I encourage you to overcome that, because this is not the end of the world. Again, the only thing that is constant is change. And so blessed are the people that are flexible, for they shall never be bent out of shape. So we're talking about adaptability, ladies and gentlemen. We're adapting and shifting and changing with this changing of the tides, and that's all right. This is going to help build us. It's going to make us stronger. We're going to develop new skill sets that's going to enable us to elevate, to gain promotion, to increase our earning value, and to become better employees and just people as a whole. So continue to spread the positivity. And I want to leave you on a couple things, food for thought. Adaptability, like I said, it is the most desirable habit or quality for success in life, by Savananda Saraswati. So again, I encourage you to be adaptable, to embrace this change and what we're going through. Last but not least, we, TailorMade Solutions, TailorMade Global, have curated a group or a list of resources that are specifically designed for the little guy or the small business owner or the entrepreneur or the person that's working from home. Okay, we've already done the legwork. We've done this over a period of years. We've vetted companies. We tried them for things such as affordability or cost, ease of use, user-friendly platforms. Are they effective? Are they solid? Are they consistent? Are they improving over time? All right, so we went and we've already done the dirty work. We've already put in the investments and spent the money for you, so you didn't have to do it. And you can find a lot of those resources on our website, free of charge, tailormade.solutions/resources, okay? We're adding to that list constantly throughout the year, so check back. You may see some stuff that will change your life forever. You'd be surprised how you find a piece of technology or innovative software that it can reduce your workload by 50%. That is almost invaluable, right? So we've also found coupons and discounts to the tune of 25, 30, 40, even 50% off of some of these technologies that equip you, empower you, and help you to do more with less, which is especially needed in times that are lean. And additionally, you have some of our other links, TailorMadeGlobal.com, TailorMade Events. If you need help in events planning, that's taken a major hit. TailorMade Media focuses on graphic design, the design, logo work, and that kind of thing if you need help in that area. TM Hosts, we offer very competitive hosting plans for those who have websites or need to manage emails. And Tax Wealth Doctors for your health and your finances, okay? A holistic approach to helping empower you in those ways. So these are some crucial, essential resources that are needed today that you will definitely find beneficial. So ladies and gentlemen, again, Andre C. Taylor Jr., TailorMade Global, your #1 small business solutions provider in the world. We do this because we love the small business owner. We are small business owners, and we desire to fulfill our purpose to serve in this capacity, to be a blessing to you and to those whom you touch. Thanks for tuning in, taking out the time. We appreciate that. We love to support you. So if you are a business and you want to get more exposure, we will support you on our platforms. That's no charge, so we invite you in. If you want to get a copy of the slide deck, you want to get this for your personal use, TailorMadeGlobal.com. Go there and register so we can email that to you. We'll send that to you again free of charge. We just want to continue to grow our community, to continue to build connections, continue to serve, as is our promise.